Hey everyone, welcome to Energy First Golf. In this video, we're going to talk about, is there such thing as timing in a golf swing? All right. Now, before we get to it, I would like to introduce you guys our FO Golf glove with our logo and the ball mark, right? And also our belt. All right. So please click the link below. We have our Shopify website link, and please visit. All right. So now I know a lot of my clients that a lot of times I ask them, when they first start taking lesson from me, they always say, "Man, I didn't play good today. My timing's a little bit off." And then I ask them, "What do you mean my timing's off?" I say, "Well, my contact." Then I say, "Well, Joe, remember, energy first golf, energy first, impact later. We're not worried about impact unless you are advanced player, because we talked about those three different stages: power struggle, speed and distance control, and spin and trajectory control, right?" So he said, "Yeah, man, I just can't forget about timing. I want to hit balls." I say, "Well, I get it because, you're learning something new. We want to implement correct energy. So don't worry about timing. There's really no such thing as a timing in a golf swing, all right? So let's talk about what actually timing is. Now, obviously, we have a timing of a rhythm or the time of a rotation and time of a downswing. But as you can see, the backswing and the downswing, the time is very short, okay? But if you talk about timing of impact, in other words, you are thinking about the sweet spot, or how do you make contact, or what your impact should feel like. And that's when you're dealing with timing. But the truth is, now I know a lot of you will go to range, have a tape, it's called a sweet spot tape, or some spray paint. And the truth is, you can ask yourself, when you work on it, those ideas, making sure you have a good contact, it really doesn't help you improve. Means if you're working on timing of impact, I truly believe it's not going to help you improve, because we already know the strike zone, or everything here is based on what? Release. And from our previous video, we talked about release in the angle with the face angle, rip, block, or cut. And the truth is, you never will hear a tour player say, "Hey, I didn't play well, my timing's off." Okay, my personal experience, I have never heard that such thing. They would never say my timing's off. They would say, "Well, I didn't strike the ball that well." All right, but they wouldn't go, "My timing's off." Okay, so first let's talk about what is timing. So what's this right now? If I try to bounce the ball in the club right now, right? If I try to bounce the ball in the club right now, I'm gonna do this. Okay, if I'm doing this right now, this actually requires a timing. Okay, I have a rhythm if I'm doing this. Okay, now just give you guys some treat. I'm trying to do a left hand. I couldn't do that. So watch this. This has left hand timing right here. Okay, there's timing right here, and also I have to time it, right? So that was timing. But you can see when you're dealing with timing, you're also dealing with what I call the two-dimensional movement. There's up and down movement. Okay, but when you're dealing with pure rotational movement, when you're dealing with the energy, we already know there's a centrifugal force. It has to get through. So you cannot go, "Well, I'm going to time the impact." Then you're creating contradiction, which is exactly what we talk about power struggle. Now here's another example. So if I'm spinning right now like this, right? If I'm spinning like this, and I'm creating centrifugal force, if there is an object in the path of the rotation, I am not going to time the rotation, right? So if I keep going through, means if I try to time the impact, I'll have to slow down. Then you say, "Well, I hit the ball, But the problem is that you don't have a penetrating energy. Now, what is timing? Again, when you're dealing with timing, you're dealing with two-dimensional movement. Say like right now I'm playing baseball. There's energy that's coming at me. Then I'm going to time the impact. There is timing right there. Right? If playing tennis, there is timing. But remember, with golf swing, you try to create energy first. So this energy has to penetrate through the ball. You cannot go, well, I have an energy, then have a timing of the ball. Then you have a power contradiction, or energy contradiction, or movement contradiction. Right? So think about what I just said. That's the reason why if you're working on timing, chances are you don't have a golf swing. You're just hitting the ball. Hence, there are people who can shoot in the 70s one day, and next day they will shoot in 90s or high 80s. Believe me, I've done it before. I was shooting 79, and next day go back to 88, and the day after I go to 95, and maybe a couple weeks later I will shoot 81, which I'm sure a lot of you experienced that. That's the reason why when I first realized, man, this is not the way I want to play golf. I want to be more consistent. Also, when I say consistent means I want to be able to control what I'm doing. That's when I started thinking energy first, impact later. Alright, so remember, there's no such thing as a timing of the impact in a golf swing. Otherwise, if you're thinking about that, you're just hitting balls. If you're swinging, there's time of the rhythm of the movement. Alright, so thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, leave a comment and click like. And also don't forget to subscribe to our channel by press this button here. And also we have 2 recommended videos if you want to know more about Energy First Golf. And I will see you next time.